This is going to be a really quick video on my belt setup that I use for work and recreational purposes. In this video, I'll also go over some tips and tricks that I've found to be very useful for me in terms of my usage with a belt like this. So starting off with the base of the belt is going to be a Raptor Tactical MOLLE belt. It's going to be in all black. I believe the sizing is 1.5 inches. Up next is going to be my handcuff pouch. This one's made by HSGI, and I really like it because it allows you to tighten down on the handcuffs with the bungee system. And believe it or not, you don't actually need the strap, but the strap actually just helps to retain the cuffs a little bit easier. Next up, I have my Safariland 6000 series holster mounted on a True North Concepts hanger. I really like the hanger and holster combo. I like the hanger more specifically because it keeps the holster in place. I like that you can tighten it down to the belt without any slippage or movement of any type. And I have it set up at I believe the medium height. So regarding the holster placement, I really like keeping the holster more so at like the 2 to 230 position. And I like doing that because I feel like for me, I can get a lot quicker draws doing that. And in addition to that, I like doing it because whenever it comes to a seated position in a vehicle, I find that it's a whole lot easier to draw your handgun when it's sitting at more of a forward position. And lastly, one of the reasons why I really like keeping the holster more forward is because it cuts down on the wear and tear that you could get on your seat from your handgun. Next up, I'm going to talk about how to secure your non-MOLLE items to your DD belt. Say for example, right here I have my tourniquet holder and I'm securing it using Velcro on the back of the holder to keep it from sliding back and forth. It's really useful, and I find almost necessary to do something like this so that during a struggle or excited movement that you don't have your gear slip when you need it to be in place. When you properly do this, the non-MOLLE items should stay secure between your two-piece DD belt system. And I forgot to mention that this has an inner belt that goes with it as well. I didn't show that, but this is a two-piece belt setup that I wear for work. Before I forget, I really just want to also talk about the importance of belt keepers. I really think that a lot of people nowadays place too much hope, I guess you could say, on the two-piece Velcro system. I think belt keepers are very important because they'll work together with the Velcro system to keep everything secure. And just based off of some of the things that I've seen, I strongly recommend that you use belt keepers, especially if your job entails fighting with people or if you think you may slip, trip, or fall or do something like that, because you want to keep your gear in place. Yes, the Velcro from the inner and outer belt works very well, but it can separate, and I've seen it do that. All right, now I have my taser holster. This is going to be some work specific things. Then I have my baton holder. This is going to be a HSGI baton holder. And then I have my handcuff key. And then going back to the drop down Safariland piece, I also have the QLS system. In addition to just having it with the taser setup, I also use the QLS system for the pistol holster as well. On my belt, I also carry a handheld light, even though I have a weapon-mounted light. I think both are very important. I keep that in a HSGI holder. I believe that's going to be a pistol mag holder, but my flashlight seems to work pretty well in it as well. And then lastly, I just have my magazines. I keep them labeled, which I think everybody should do with all of their magazines. Then I just have my badge holder. On my belt, I also have a little attachment. This is going to be a lanyard piece made by Forge Concepts. It's a little lanyard that I use to simply just keep track of my keys. It works really well, and I like it because of the way that it attaches to the belt. I find that it's very nice, and it's easy to take the keys once they're attached and just simply tuck them in between certain items on my belt to keep them from jingling. That's pretty much going to be it. Look for more videos in the future.